All right, mail time. Got my first package from Randy from YouTube, which this actually blows my mind that somebody from YouTube has sent me a package, and this is the first one I've ever gotten. I've watched people on YouTube get packages, and I got one. Let's open it up. If I can figure it out, how to open it up. Oh, I got Becoming a Supple Leopard by Dr. Kelly Starrett. This is a Bible. This thing is amazing. I'm so excited. I can't wait to implement some of this stuff. I need to do more mobility work because I'm lifting crazy heavy. So now I understand what you mean by all the videos I've been putting up with getting hurt. Thank you so much, Randy. I appreciate it. And I'm going to put this to use right away. You guys know what time it is? It is time for the Q&A, baby. Let's go. So the first segment of the Q&A is going to be training questions. So if you had any training questions and I could understand your question, I think it'll help people, I'm going to answer them now. First one, Thomas Coate asked, how do I deal with training while traveling? Interesting. I don't really travel that much, but when I do, I try to use the hotel gyms as much as possible, or I will look up a strength gym in the area and I will go there, even a commercial gym, and just get done what I can. Now, I recently was in Colorado and I made a whole video on the workouts I did during my time in Colorado. It's kind of a deload week as well because I had a strongman competition coming up, so you can check that out. I'll tag it right up here. You never talk about sets and reps. Why? Well, to be honest with you, I literally just forget, so I'm sorry about that. Usually, if I'm making a video from a week prior of training footage, I just don't remember. But I can assure you that I do more than just one set. I promise you that. I hope. Exxon 93, got the same birth year. Actually, it's gonna tackle another question right there. I'm 24, for those of you guys that have been asking. But to go back to it, Exxon, 93. Yes, front rack mobility problems, okay? So I've actually made a video on that as well, which I will tag right here. So go watch that and then try front squatting. I think it'll work a lot better. I'm Just a Weightlifter talks about going for heavy PRs, and if it's any other lift besides the deadlift, okay, he normally can go for multiple attempts, but when he does the deadlift, he's usually too spent by the second or third rep. Now, I'm gonna agree with you, I'm in that position too. The deadlift is just so taxing on your central nervous system and your entire body. So if you're pulling for multiple reps and it's not happening, it is just like, if you think about your life bar, if you're a video game character, right? And there's that dude just going bam, 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 and your life bar's going that's kind of what happens to your central nervous system in your body. It just fatigues. It's a super big, just overwhelming movement that happens a lot. Now, I do know some freaks of nature out there who can just keep pulling and pulling, and like on the 5th or 6th rep, they actually pull their max. Now, when I think of that, I think it may be a technical issue, because if it took them that many times and their technique wasn't that great, but that 7th pull is what made it, I think then those other pulls maybe lacked a little bit of technique work, or they're just freaks, and I don't know. Andy, who sent me that amazing book, asked if I were trying to convince a dogmatic person, right? This is the only way, my way is the only way, that he could pretty much learn from other training methods to get stronger, right? How would you convince that person of that? So pretty much I would say, watch my channel, because I am a weightlifter who does very well in strongman. So it just kind of proves the point that there isn't like, oh, if you're a weightlifter, you have to only do weightlifting, and to be good at strongman, you only do strongman. So I would say just watching other people who can do it is just a great way to show that it can be done. The second part of the question was, do I have any training concepts that I don't stray from? And that is always to push myself to an uncomfortable point. And I think that is when real growth happens in training, okay? So whether it's just doing something that just completely is out of the ordinary, that's gonna cause a different stimulus in my body and throw it for a curveball, I always do that no matter what it is. Sometimes I'm working on cartwheels, you know what I mean? So I think if everybody implements that into their training, they're gonna have gains over a long period of time. Caleb asked about mixing Olympic lifting and powerlifting. How can it be done? Well, it depends on the level that you are, okay? If you're someone who's just starting, what I would say is on your off days of powerlifting is when you should work light bar work and technique for the ollie lifts, okay? If you're just starting, you need that technique work and thousands of reps of just using the barbell and something around 50 to 60% maximum when you're doing those lifts. Now, if you're more advanced, then you can get it involved with your program more, but I would say if you're asking this question, you're probably on the beginning end of it. So just do it on the off days to start, and then maybe adding a little bit in with your workout for the accessory movements if it works for that day. Shameless plug, I have a program on my new weightlifting team that you can do both. So if you're interested, let me know. What do you do if you start losing strength? This is from Renato. Renato, dude, if you're losing strength, you gotta focus on, is your training too much? Are you just frying your central nervous system? Do you need like a deload week? Do you need just a week off? You know what I mean? You gotta figure that out, as well as your nutrition. Are you training too hard that your nutrition can't keep up with? So you need to eat more and fuel more. That could be before, during, and after training sessions. Lucas asked, how does strongman affect my mobility for the Olympic lifts? And strongman doesn't affect my mobility at all. What affects my mobility is getting bigger god-darn muscles. Man, it's hard. I'm getting stronger, my muscles are growing. It's hard to keep up with the amount of stretching and mobility work I need to do to keep them like rubbery so I can get into nice front racks. So I would just say the strongman's been great, but pushing the strength or the raw strength has been causing me to add some mass, which takes a lot of more time and doing stuff I don't want to do. Derek Oliver, when you're at nationals, will you be competing against Brian in the same weight class? Now, I thought that I was going to nationals and competing against Brian because we would be in the same weight class. However, such a bummer. We're in two different organizations. He's in the NAS, I'm in the USS. So I'm probably gonna switch to the NAS just so I can whoop his booty. No, I'm kidding. It would just be cool to just switch it up and change it. There's different competitions, and I think the NAS does offer Arnold spots. I mean, I'll probably never get to that level. Never say never. We'll see what happens, but I would love to compete alongside my man Brian and just do a battle to the death. He'll probably kill me. We got a question about recovery. I'm not gonna lie, I'm awful at recovery, and that's why I'm pretty banged up. But when I was better at my recovery and training was super hard, I did a lot of things like ice baths. And that's pretty much it. Foam roll, mobility work before and after, get your stretching in, but I would say the number one thing that will really help you if you can just withstand the suck is an ice bath. Matthew Ryder asks about knee tendinitis. He's got knee pain, I got knee pain, we all got knee pain. If you're lifting heavy weights and you're squatting pretty heavy and you're doing heavy things, you're gonna have a knee pain. What do I do? Right now, I'm actually gonna probably see an ART specialist because, to be honest with you, my muscles are pretty dense, so for me to work on them or use like a foam roller, it just isn't the same as having somebody else who knows what they're doing, can use the tools to go in there and just clean out that area of gunk and knots and just get that tissue moving good. So I would say see some sort of ART or massage therapy, that is great. Make sure you're doing your mobility as well as icing and just getting those drills in pre and post training. It really will make a big difference. Hopefully that helps. Swear, I need to meet all of you in person and just create nicknames for your names because I just can't say them. Kiabanu Marius Constantin. His one arm is giving out during the training. Now, should he be doing bodybuilding work selectively on that arm to make that arm bigger, better, stronger? Or what should he do? Now, honestly, I feel like if your arm's giving out, there's some sort of impingement going on. So I would say look for, you know, arm mobility or shoulder mobility or wherever the pain is or whatever's happening. Like if it's, you know, your forearm, if it's your elbow, if it's your shoulder, and then just type mobility or, you know, how to stop impingement in, you know, forearm, elbow, shoulder, something like that. And I think if you do that, it will actually allow that arm to work better and you'll have more muscle recruitment so your arm will not just be like, not helping. I'm pretty sure I told you just cut your arm off, so. We leave the weak behind. Left arm can't keep up, swing. Have I sharded while lifting? Yes, happened last week. It was nasty. All right, time to answer questions from my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, add it right now. My man Tyler Tennyson asked, how do you make your beard not suck? He's got a sucky beard. And to be honest with you, I never had a beard. It like took me forever just to get to where I am today. But I will say, once you get there, you stay there. And then you're kind of like, I wish I didn't always have a beard, but I got one. I would say to make it look a little bit better, do a beard oil. I always put beard oil in there. If you can't get it to grow, I don't know, you're out of luck, dude. Just cash it in. When people ask you how much you bench, do you punch them? No, I don't punch them, I kick them. These people, man, these people. I will say though, I am proud of my bench. I benched 400 pounds. And it took me a long time to get there. So for me, I'm actually proud of that bench press. It doesn't do anything, but it's cool to say you have a 400 pound bench press. Tyler also asks, what would it take to get me and I think Brian Never States down here in Southwest VA for a seminar? All you gotta do is email him or email me. And if you can get, you know, let's say like 10 to 15 people, I think we'll do it. I'll do it. I'm trying to get more into seminars. I would love to do weightlifting seminars or business seminars, life seminars, just making people better, stronger, faster. It's a documentary on Netflix. You should check it out, Mark Bell. But I want to do all that and above. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely let me know or try to schedule it with your gym or people and we'll get a party rolling. I'm going to ask they have their first weightlifting meet in 3 weeks. What are some tips? My tips, just like I have athletes competing next week in their first weightlifting meet, is to go 6 for 6. Clean, good-looking lifts, all right, for your first meet. It's just such a confidence booster. You're gonna be happy with yourself. Don't go out there to kill PRs, all right? Just go 6 for 6 and get it under your belt, and then the next competition, you can establish what you're gonna do next. Sam asked, how do you manage your overhead positions for the jerk and the snatch while still working on bench/horizontal pressing? And to be honest with you, I don't, like, people say it doesn't work, but it's only been working for me. When I bench, which is 1 to 2 times per week, and I snatch right now probably once a week. I'm not doing that many Olympic lifts because I got a competition coming up, but I feel great. It still feels the same. I make sure that I'm doing my mobility drills. So yeah, I don't know if I'm just like a rare person that it doesn't affect at all, but my bench has gone up and everything else has gone up too while doing it all. Are you definitely hosting a strongman comp in the next few months? If so, when will registration go live? Yes, my plan is to do a strongman competition at the Lion's Den in the spring or late winter. I'm really excited about that. When will registration happen? I don't know. I got a lot going on right now, but I definitely want to have one. So if you guys are interested in that, stay tuned. John Body, what were some of your first actions taken when starting the gym? All right, well, I will say this. A lot of people in business, I would say, do things right or they do things wrong. And I'm somebody who takes pride in doing things right. And that's way more expensive than it should be, and it needs to be, but it's done. So I make sure that the business is an LLC, right? Or I have the DBA done and making sure my insurance is covered. And just all of that, the background, you know, have an accountant. Just make sure that it's just run the way that it needs to be run. And that is just stressful and it's tough and it's tiring, but before that ever happened, that's what I did. And I had so many books of just business plans and getting everything ready before I really pulled the plug, because you just can't open up a business and just hope that it's gonna work. You have to really have calculations behind it. You have to make sure that you have people on board with you and you have money so that if things don't go well, how are you gonna be able to afford the business? And so there's a lot of planning that goes into it. But that's what I would say I did. I made sure that I ran the business right. I made sure it was planned out, and then I executed that plan, and it's led me here. All right, so Lewis on my Instagram asked what I had learned from my first location owning a gym until now. This is my 3rd location, all within a year, and a lot of unfortunate events have happened. So the first thing I would say that I learned is a lot about myself, as just cliche and dumb as that sounds. When you lose a business multiple times and you have a lot of hype and it goes from nothing, so you go from an ultimate high to an ultimate low, it sends you in all sorts of crazy tailspins. So the fact that I've gone through something like that and pushed through and succeeded is huge. So I learned a lot about myself along that. I would say in terms of the business, I've learned how to change my business plan around. Originally, I was gonna be CrossFit, and then I dropped CrossFit to start my own brand. So that was just something I came to terms with over time. Another thing was selecting a location is huge. You wanna make sure that you think of everything with that location, whether you wanna be in a city, whether you wanna be in a rural area. Can you run? Can you not run? Does the insurance allow you to run outside? You know, are the floors of correct material for dropping heavy weights? Are your neighbors gonna be mad at your noise? There's so many little things that you really need to make sure you settle in on, because that little thing, like your neighbor not liking noise or not liking dropping heavy weight, can become a huge problem and get you out of one of your locations that you're in. So there's things like that I learned along the way, but it all led to this. So it's been amazing, and I'm gonna continue to fail forward and just keep learning and failing and learning and failing and learning and failing and growing from it. What did you study in school? So originally when I was in school, I was going for criminal psychology. I wanted to work for the FBI and be involved with some sort of special unit case, whether it was serial killers or something twisted. I was in that. I want to be an interrogator. I like getting in people's faces. But then I switched over to kinesiology 2 years into schooling, and that's just exercise science, movement of the body, kind of like exercise physiology type stuff. So that has helped me understand a lot more than you will ever need to know for training. All right, so that was pretty much it for the Q&A, guys. I really like doing these, and I'm super grateful for everybody who asked questions. Some of them I may not have gotten to just because of time, so if I didn't answer, just comment below on this video with any questions you have. A couple big things that are going down and going on is, one, the Alan Thrall collab is officially happening. When he will release the video, I don't know, but it is a done deal, and I am super, super excited and grateful for that. The second thing is I will be officially doing my own online strength sport team, whether it's powerlifting, weightlifting, you know, just general fitness. It's going down, all right? And I'm solidifying things actually right now as we speak. So if you're interested in that, it's gonna be pretty cheap, anywhere from $15 to $25 a month. And you're just gonna pay for me to do your programming. We're gonna have a private Facebook group where I'm gonna critique your lifts, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna build a community and just keep just pushing things forward in strength sports. I just really wanna be a part of that, and I wanna help coach as many people as possible. So I'm super excited. Right after I'm done this, I'm getting on a Skype call with Mark Novak again, who is one of the coaches from Strength Camp, Elliot Hulse's gym. If you watch YouTube, you know who Elliot Hulse is. If you don't, you just shouldn't be on YouTube. So that's a big deal. He's actually going to come here probably and train with me for a weekend. We're gonna get tons of content, tons of lifting. We're gonna have a snatch off. It's gonna be super intense. I'm just kidding, it's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna have a great time. And I'm excited for that. Or I'll probably go to Canada, maybe. And then tonight, I'm going to be on a call with Evan Rutledge, who lives out of Kentucky, and he is a beast of a weightlifter. Yeah, I'm talking like he's way better than me. So if you think I'm good, he's way better. And his Instagram, I'll put right here. I think he lifts out of his living room. It's insane. And he's snatching and clean and jerking well over 350 pounds on a daily. So that's gonna go down, so hopefully we'll have some collabs with that, and just things are just gonna keep moving forward. I got some sick t-shirts that I'm making right now, so they'll be out in the next couple weeks. I'll be shipping them all over the place. It's just great. I'm just so grateful. I'm so happy. I do love what I do, despite the hard days or the busy days like today. It's like a 13, 14 hour day, but I love it, and I'm so grateful for you guys giving me this opportunity to do this, being awesome viewers, not leaving negative, derogatory, hateful comments on my channel. That really does mean a lot to me, and just being positive people. Great feedback. I love you guys, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. And like I said, if you guys ever want seminars at the gym for me to come and speak or teach you guys whatever, let me know. Get your gym involved, talk to your friends, and then email me and we can make it happen. But until then, guys, stay lean, mean, strength machines. Catch you next week. Peace.